Bleh. I'm feeling dysfunctional. It's 5:30. I just bathed. I mean, whatever. It's not so bad. Poppy has been naked and I'm doing her Roblox blocks thing all day, and it was really hot earlier. And I told her, I was like, "Okay, you can do that for a couple hours, and then we'll go either to the beach or if we want air conditioning, we'll go to the library." And she agreed to that, and I am now dressed and groomed, not groomed, but I'm dressed, and all I have to do is get her dressed and go, and I feel kind of paralyzed. Like, actually now I'm out. This is the first time I've been out today. It's like, oh, it's nice out. I think it was a lot hotter earlier. It's hot in the house. So now I have to be like, come on out and play. Just come out and play. And it's like not easy to do anymore. She used to just automatically go out and play, and it's depressing me. This beautiful late afternoon, and I can get her to do it, to obey me, and that's really actually not that hard, but it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to coerce people. The other thing is, I'm a space case, and luckily Paul's not. Well, actually, sometimes Paul is, but I thought my disability hearing was next week, but it's this week. It's on Thursday. I just always thought it was next week. I think on some level I knew it was this week. No, I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, it's next week. Anyway, it's on Thursday, so Paul's gonna switch his Thursday and Friday so that he can take me, and he was like, that would have been weird if I wasn't there anyway, because what are you gonna do with Poppy? I was like, oh my god, if I brought her into the hearing, it would be all about her. Like, she was just such a loose cannon. And I was like, maybe they have, I'm sure a lot of people have to bring their kids. Maybe there's some space for her to hang out, but I don't know. And I have anxiety about driving there, with the level of anxiety that I'll be having. I need him to drive, so he's doing it. He's switching. I mean, all he has to do is switch his days. So, but I wish I'd gotten a chance to show you the Binder and Binder. That's my lawyers. I would show you their DVD. Maybe I'll tape it on my phone and send it to you. It's just cheesy, but they do emphasize, and maybe I already told you this, like, dress appropriately, like the way you would to a doctor's office. Like, if you're there for some mental illness reason, like, don't try to look insane, or if you can walk without a cane, don't bring a cane and like hobble in, like, so basically just be what you really are. Don't try to bullshit them. They've seen it all. So and then you'll be asked questions about your condition, and so in the DVD it's like, do not use medical jargon that you have read on the internet to describe your condition. So I guess that would be like, oh, I have bipolar 1 with psychotic features, and in 1997 I began decompensating at my job. I don't even know, like, so I guess it's like, there are times when I go 5 nights without sleeping, and then I start seeing things and having beliefs. I wonder if even think delusional is okay. Or I start believing things that aren't true. There's always someone doing landscaping around here. There's always a lawn to be trimmed. I hope that's not bothering you. It's bothering me. Yeah, so they did a mock hearing, which that's like the funny part to show you, which is actually, part of it is very like believable and decent acting, but the judge, like, they have him dressed up in everyone's dressed normal in like normal clothes, but the judge, they have dressed as a judge, but it's like a wrinkly, like they couldn't even smooth it out, graduation gown. And he's just overacting, so the claimant, or whatever you call the person that wants to get disability, is like, you know, ever since I had my injury at work, I've been unable to work, I'm in excruciating pain all the time. He seems like totally believable, like you feel bad for him, even though he's an actor. And then the judge is like, it's really funny. Like Paul and I were screaming with laughter. So I just texted him. I was like, I hope I get wrinkly graduation gown judge, but he's just an actor. So yes, like dress appropriately as possible. I'm gonna plan to wear like a very average, normal outfit, but just have my hair down, because I feel like it's kind of gray, it's kind of frizzy. Like I think my hair looks mentally ill. I do. Maybe just pin it a little bit back with bobby pins. But I'm not going to try to look cute. I'm not going to try to look cute. But I will try to be as respectable as possible. What you were saying, maybe I should wear pants. I have like those navy chinos. They're really boring. And like maybe a shirt. I don't know. Is the building going to be freezing? If it's hot out, and I'll figure it out. Okay, the other thing that's worrisome to me is that Paul has been TCBing more than I even knew. He calls me today and he's like, are you going to be able, he's like, would you be able to have this fence guy come over and give an estimate? I've been talking to him. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? How? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I showed him pictures last week, and gave him the dimensions and specs of the fence and what we're looking for. And he told me what materials they have available at what price points, and he wants to come over and do the estimate. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, but I don't know, like, he also is bringing a contract. I like the both of us to look at the contract and before committing to it. So maybe we should have him come another day. He said his next available day is Saturday. He also said he's backed up till August, so I'm kind of worried about that. That's what worried me. I was amazed that he TCB'd behind my back on this fence issue. And actually he may have told me and I didn't listen, but that this dude, fence man, said that he wouldn't be able to do the job until August, and that's, Paul is anxious about that. Like, it tells me he's like getting the show on the road. Like, I think that he very much internalized what I said about optimal home selling times, and which he should have, and because I think it's pretty real. I mean, it just makes intuitive sense, and that you would want to sell your house at a nice time of year when your house looks pretty and it's easy to travel around and look at houses, and so that's what people do. But winter's creepy. So, I was just thinking, like, if we sold this house and got to Portland at like winter, we might have the advantage of buying a house, because home sellers might be desperate to sell their house. It's like, fuck, it's winter. That just occurred to me. Anyway, he's anxious about not getting shit done by August. And a couple of weeks ago, he wanted to put the house, he wanted to bust a move, put the house up in July, or June if possible. This was like sometime in May. And I was like, I can't, therapy. And August was the compromise. And I guess he's really taking that seriously. Like, he doesn't want to have to be doing major work in August, like fence. He wants to be leaving in August. And that's really soon. And when I hung up from him, I was like, I had this strong feeling, I don't want to go. I don't want to move. I don't want to go to Portland. Been there, done that. I don't want to physically, part of it's like physical debilitation that I always have. Like I don't want to pack up this shit. I don't want to, but if I wanted to go, I would be joyfully doing that, like throwing out Poppy's old toys and clothes and, I strongly was like, in my mind, I don't want to go. And a couple of nights ago, we were talking about it, and I was like, I have a feeling of unreality about this. Like, it's like, here we are, like, this is where we live, and it seems a little weird to go. We are New Yorkers. Your mom is getting old. I mean, I don't like his mom that much, but and it just feels like things are solid here. Things feels like he's got a solid job. So anyway, I was saying stuff like that, and he's like, but and he was like, I'm worried about job and finding a place to live that's good for us and a good location, and getting Poppy set up as soon as possible with things that could, enhance her life. And he's like going on about that, and then I was like, have you thought about me and how I feel, what I want? And he was like, well, yeah. He's like, I know that if it was up to you, you probably wouldn't move to Portland. You'd probably want to go somewhere new. You've talked about wanting to go to Los Angeles and, warm climates. And I was like, yeah. I was like, if I was alone, I'd probably stick a pin in the map and go there. Or I would go somewhere. Like, I have one friend in LA, I'd probably go to LA. That is probably where I would go. Lone wolf. So, he's kind of acknowledging this has nothing to do with me. And, I fucking hate Rocky Point, and I hate Long Island. I hate my sister. And I don't want to be here either. So, it's this house. I want to be in the house. So, it's just like this swirl that I can't make sense of. Don't really want to live in Queens because we can't afford anything even okay in Queens or Brooklyn. And the whole deal. Like, and he doesn't want to live in the city. He wants to be with his friends and do music. And at one point, I was like, I don't care where we go. Like, I'm neutral. Portland's fine. I'm ready to leave here. So I did convey that, and I guess I kind of feel that way. I do kind of like Portland, and when we were there in October, it felt like a nice place, and I was like, ugh, I have to go back to Rocky Point and Long Island and stupid New York life. I can live in Portland. I've been depressed in Portland, very depressed, but I was never on a medication like I am now. So, I'm still depressed on the medication I'm on now. I guess that's what therapists for. But just like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Like, it's happening. Anna, it's happening. Paul is like, he's on it. The chickens, he's Mr. St. Francis animal lover. He loves the chickens. Although he said he would be happy if he came home and they were dead. He kind of had a love-hate thing with them. But he was sad to get rid of them. And he did it. He did it fast. There's no hemming and hawing. It's not like, I should put an ad up on Craigslist about the chickens and then, like, never do it. He's, like, doing everything that he says he's going to do. And that means it's happening. It's almost like, I gotta go. Bye.